is good? What is good? What is Gucci? Courtney IG, and I'm back again. And this time I'm here to discuss the highly anticipated follow-up from CLB from the boy Drizzy Drake for all the dogs. So let's go. So guys, let's take it back before I take it forward. I don't feel like Drake has reached the levels of Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This It's Too Late, or Take Care in any of his recent releases, whether solo or collaborative. Her Loss was nice. It was definitely an improvement on the bloated body of work which we got with CLB, which was 21 tracks. Honestly, never mind about it. It came and went like Drake. and here we are now. And Drake, throughout the build-up of this drop, labeled this as going back to the old Drake, which obviously he didn't mean in terms of the track length, because we're getting 23 tracks. So let's see how it sonically lands. So Drake is known for his standout intros. With Virginia Beach, we get something slightly different. And even though it has the Frank Ocean Wise Man sample to it, it is 100% trap, Little Babyish, which is a lot less somber and poetic than the poetic vibes of Champagne Poetry on CLB. He's leaning into the lean and other vices with the chaser of the typical situationship, toxic relationship dynamics, which is, very popular now, which he describes as a fencing match, right? The outro of Virginia Beach is smooth and takes us into the church soul vibes of Amen. Here, Tizo Touchdown, and the background sample really gives you that feeling of appreciation, gratitude of the women who's willing to accept the flaws, willing to accept this toxicness, willing to take that on, because there's an angle of the boy that has the perks, the red Mercs, the red seats, paying off your car notes, all of that cockiness. Guys, I've never heard of this Tizo guy, but I like him, and I feel like him and P&D, if that P&D was on this, that would have been something really special, would have been the icing on the cake and taking it somewhere else. Drake doesn't sit too much in that lane. He takes us straight into the streets again with Calling For You, which is like some experimental sounds. It almost feels Kanye-esque. It was very jagged, it's very edgy, it's very abrasive. There's a prolonged pause and dialogue of some conversation, which I don't see the point of it, before 21 comes in with a Hair Loss, Lost Tapes verse, throwaway, which definitely isn't the jerk chicken and oxtail, which I heard one of the girls on there, whoever's doing that voice note, talking about. It's not that jerk chicken and oxtail combo, it's just random. I would have liked Drake's part to end abruptly, and then it could have switched into the major distribution vibes of Fear of Heights. Drake here on Fear of Heights is just flexing the wordplay, buck, euro, pound, franc. Quite frankly, it's some sterling stuff, pun intended, and far better than the Cardi vibes of Daylight and that Yeet track. I don't even know who this Yeet guy is, to be honest. I've seen his name around, but I've never really tapped into him because I just felt like he sounds like everybody else, Travis, but that's just my opinion. Now, first person shooter. Yeah. Big as though, you know what I'm saying? Big as the what? Track 6, first major collab we're getting. The boys linking up with J. Cole. First time since Jodeci in 2013. This is major. Timestamp. That freestyle, they were on the rise. They're not on the rise no more. They're sitting, it's, who the top 3 is. Drake, Kendrick, Cole. And they're coming together on this as established artists, setting the temperature. Cole does right out the gate. He's letting you know that where the temperature's at is fire. And Drake's letting you know it's big as the, you know what I'm saying? Jeez, you know what he's gonna say. Big as the Super Bowl. And it's clear. And I like how Cole is letting them man know, like, Young Boy. Like, if it was that Young Boy, it would have been that Young Boy. Like, okay, it would have been Smoke. But if you got the money for me, we could still do the feature. Run up the money and we could do that feature. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about the streaming and all that. Drake puts this in a coffin. He puts the nails in it and says, with that Michael Jackson wordplay, letting you know it's a 101. Like, I'm one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? All I need now is Kendrick to come off the mountaintop. He's probably meditating or something and just spin it on a remix. Cole, you let Drake mention Kendrick in here, so it ain't really beef. Just do a remix or do Kendrick, just come down and just spin this just for bants. 7969 Santa is an interlude into the R&B segment, which is gonna come. The boy is getting it all out of his system, all the stuff he don't like. Chief Keef, yeah, you know it. If you don't know, you're too young. I wonder who this UK thing is he's spending 20k on rent on, though, guys. This cannot possibly be Georgia Smith again. Drake, you can't be doing that. Unless this is a throwback thing when Georgia was 25. Because he mentions the age 25. Georgia's now 26, to my knowledge. So it could be a jaded Georgia interlude flex. But let's not overlook Tizo again bringing the track home smoothly and just giving us that nice transition into Slime You Out from a Snoop just like lets it come in. Now, Slime You Out follows really well with 7969. It meshes really well. Drake slipped up making that a single, to be honest, in my opinion. The track itself makes sense, giving us that two contrasting perspectives of slightly vulnerable, but also slimy, also toxic. Makes sense. Okay. SZA does well. Cool. And Drake stays in that pocket for a while, guys. Like, he's in that relationships failed trips, Bahama promises, you get it? P&D's the standout here. Membership only, track 14, tap into that one. Moody, P&D's back. Where's the album? Drake, let go the album. Free up the man them. Anyway, Drake then moves away from that downbeat, reflective vibes into something which is more playful with what would Pluto do. Produced by Lil Yachty. And the first half of that is very playful. And All the Parties also very playful with Keith before it starts playing backwards and it's like more reflective. Drake is doubling down on that toxic lane, using Future on What Would Pluto Do, Mr. She's for the Streets, as the blueprint for the actions. Then 8 a.m. in Charlotte, guys, let's take a moment for that. That one is major. It's one of the best timestamps. I'm putting it out there, in my opinion. Maybe I'm gassed, but I don't care. It's so effortless. The boy, it just opens up the briefcase executively and just starts reeling off shots at all the ups. Charlemagne, Kanye, Pushers, even the snakes in the camps. You know what I'm saying? He's putting the young bulls on game. Get your money set up for your taxes. Shouting out his dogs, 21, Oliver, the camp. And of course, he's got to wrap it up with a humble brag to let you know it's a 15-year run thing. You know, get me? It's a 15-year run thing. Regardless of how you want to come at me, Pusha T, whoever you want to come, I'm going to outsell you and I'm going to outstream you because I've got the game in my hand. Mike Tyson, Mike Jackson rap game. You get me? It's just that. Gently is a completely different vibe to everything else, as I expected with Bad Bunny when I saw the feature. Yeah, it's Spanish kind of thing, yeah, 50 años, 15-year run. He can do that. And he's not appropriating it. He's letting Bad Bunny just have that layup and run with it. Much like he did with the Sexy Red track, which I didn't even rate. Give me a Nicki Minaj feature on this. Like, this is meant to be serious, You had that rule number one to be give me something like that. Like, give me something serious, man. Or give me a wheezy one. So anyway, let's move to the conclusion. So guys, I knew Drake saying this being the old Drake was just marketing for the long-term fans. He wanted to draw us back from the caves where we've been listening and thinking, all right, this is just like everything else. Newsflash, this isn't the new Drake, old Drake. This is not the old Drake. This is Drake catering to what's popping now. The Yeet fans, the Cardi fans, the Uzi fans, the Yachty fans. It's festival ready. Tracks 3 to 7 perfectly exemplifies what I'm talking about. Then, yeah, current wave. Then we get something a bit interesting, bit more, which meshes well. He was conscious here. It's the R&B run much better than CLB in that sense, his last solo offering, and it meshes well. It feels like Take Care from a Mandem perspective with some ego. There's some ego and there's some toxicity in there, which he didn't really have back in those Take Care days. He developed a bit and nothing was the same. He started to get more confident and now it's as big as the what? You know what I'm saying? It's big as the Super Bowl. I really like how he's letting the light shine on Tizo here. If only he could do that with some of the OVO camp members, but maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe we're never going to get an album. Maybe PND, new album, PND 4 is never going to come out. Maybe Drake's taken all of those and remixed them. I don't know. Just speculating. Now, I'm actually starting to feel like Drake is coming on the decline now. Because you told me, Drake, that this was going to be the old Drake. And it's not the old Drake. And it doesn't compare to Nothing Was the Same, Take Care, or If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. Or even Thank Me Later, if I'm being truly honest. Because you didn't give me them Alicia Keys level features or anything like that. You didn't John Legend it up. Or you didn't, no. You didn't really do that. So I'm not going to put it there. You're on the decline. You're in the club with a younger audience. I'm going to give you a visual now. In the club, younger audience, you're cool enough to fit in. You've got all the right clothes on, but they know you're getting old. But you can vibe in because you can still take the shots and you still know all the dance moves. So you're still blending in. But how long is that going to last, Mr. Drake? How long is that going to last? Because you're going down now. It's starting to get a bit formulaic. I'm starting to know what certain songs are going to follow certain songs, and the subjects are starting to just sound like everybody else's subjects. You're not really telling me. There's stuff between the lines. If I want to get intricate, there's definitely stuff in there. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be bad. It's never going to be bad. Drake's never going to not say nothing. But it's getting old. You're just adapting now. You're just blending in. You're just taking shots and you know you're going to have a hangover tomorrow. Why are you not giving me something unique and different? Can you? I don't know anymore. Maybe you've done too much volume. Every year dropping an album, maybe it's too much. So what? Yeah, that's what it means to the listener. Basically, it's just getting a bit formulaic. So he loses some points here because it's bloated as well. It's too many tracks. Yet again, too many tracks, just like CLB. 23 tracks was not needed. You could have did this in 16 to 18. Anything more than that, I'm going to be critical on, to be honest. If you haven't noticed, I'm always like that. So yeah, as I said, I want an OVO album next. Top 3, Amen, First Person Shooter, AM in Charlotte. 7.8 out of 10 for a Drake album. Not bad, but it's not great. It's good. You know what to do, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Inspire.